So in today's theme, I want to tell you a little bit about how I've been trying to rethink a corner of public health. And it all started in 2009 when Google showed for the first time that searches for things like fever actually corresponded to influenza cases. And it turned out that by monitoring all those queries, they were able to forecast influenza outbreaks better than any sentinel at the time. Now, they got a lot of praise for their work, and they certainly merited it. But my intuition was this needs to be rethought. See, in the mountains of western North Carolina, where I grew up, I didn't see that many people dying from influenza even as a kid. Instead, I saw most people were killing themselves by smoking, drinking, or having that extra side of bacon. And that's true. If you look at the statistics, only 1% of deaths in America are a result of influenza, but 43% are directly related to our health behaviors. And in addition, our ability to understand health behavior patterns is very limited. We typically rely on methods straight out of the 19th century, which you don't like to hear about in medicine, but we just ask people. We go, what are you thinking about doing with your health? Well, I believed at the time that by monitoring Google search queries, it would be possible to see what the population is thinking about and when they're thinking it. And I believe today that those methods will eventually replace surveys. And so you can imagine in 2009, I was thinking, I need to share this belief with others. And luckily, I found some people. And thanks to the generosity of Google.org, Bloomberg, and the National Institutes of Health, my colleague Ben Althouse and I have been monitoring public Google search query archives to understand health behavior trends. And so today, I want to show you how our method can result in new discoveries. And one discovery in particular that will hopefully make you rethink something everyone in this room is dreading. It's just 2 days away, Monday. You know, we all have our reasons for not liking Monday, but your doctor can give you one more. It can kill you. You might be surprised to know that you're more likely to have a heart attack, a stroke, or even worse on Monday than any other day of the week. And this is really fascinating because how does your body know to be sick? Well, if that's the case, it seems that this human-made weekly pattern should also impact our actual behaviors. And that means that Monday could potentially be healthy too. Now, you've heard on this very stage that every Monday matters. And organizations like the Monday campaigns have been trying to encourage all of us to have a healthier lifestyle on Monday, or maybe just go meatless Monday. Well, that's great. I applaud anyone encouraging improvements in our public health. But where's the data? It's time we actually test these ideas. We need to look inside the collective mind and see, are people actually thinking healthy on Monday? You can, and we actually did just that. What you're seeing now is 1 week's worth of data for all healthy queries on Google, like healthy diet, etc. And as you can see, for this 1 week in time, there was more queries earlier in the week than later in the week, and they're actually highest on Monday. Well, if we look at every week since 2004, we can actually see that healthy queries on Monday are 30% higher than the combined mean for Tuesday through Sunday. And they're anywhere from 1 to 90% higher than any specific day. And you might be thinking 130%, what's all that mean? Those could be small. Well, in 2012, Google was searched 1.2 trillion times. So a very small difference is indicative of millions of searches. So knowing this, some naysayers might think, well, it could be just the media telling us what to think, and it's nothing significant about humans. Well, we can actually test that idea, right? And we did just that. We designed systems to look for healthy news stories on Google News and healthy tweets on Twitter. And we plot those out. They don't spike on Monday. Instead, they're highest on Wednesday and Thursday, a period when healthy searches are actually declining. This is important because it suggests the Monday phenomena is not a top-down model, but a bottom-up. There's something actually in us encouraging us to think healthy on Monday. So knowing that, we need to dig a little deeper. And one way we can do that is to think about what precisely people are thinking. How universal is this across topics? We looked at literally thousands and thousands of queries, but I'll show you a few hundred here from May of this year related to diet and exercise. Each blue time trend is a unique query, like cabbage soup diet, I wouldn't encourage it, or best exercise routine. And you can see they tend to be spiking on around May 7th, 14th, 21st. And I'm hoping by now you can guess what that is, because if you can, you're right, it's Monday. Now, so I've told you that people tend to think generally healthy on Monday, and they tend to think about improving their health in very specific ways. But what about the globe? Well, we can assess that actually by looking for non-English searches. And we did just that. We monitored people looking for resources on quitting smoking in English and many languages, and I'll show you 6. In English, we see that typically there's more searches for quitting smoking on Monday than other days, just like we saw before. But that pattern appears to apply also in these other languages: French, Mandarin, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish. This is critical because it suggests that the Monday phenomena is not culturally specific. Mondays are universal language when it comes to thinking about improving our health. And speaking of universal, it's also important to consider now how the validity of these outcomes. Now, I've told you that healthy contemplations tend to spike on Monday, but I can also tell you that's not true for many, many things. It's health specific. You're not interested in buying that new set of tires on Monday, no matter what Goodyear tells you. It's about your health. And also, it's about truth. Scientists are very interested in truth, like myself. And we typically accept the finding as true if it has just a 1 in 20 chance of being false. Well, based on these data I'm showing you and the other data we've developed, this has just a 1 in a billion chance of being false. So you can feel really confident telling your friends that Monday ain't all bad. So I've talked a lot about numbers, and I love numbers. I want to leave you with just 2 more. The first is, well, what can we do with this? And it turns out that in the United States alone, the federal government spends $76 billion on health promotion, trying to get you and I to lose that extra 5 pounds. Well, add to that philanthropies like Gates and Global Perspective, and the billions add up. We believe that those resources can be made more cost-effective and more efficacious by targeting them when people are thinking, Googling about their health. But it ends with just one final number, and the most important number, and that number is 1, and it's reflective of you. We're already probably planning New Year's resolutions, but Monday's just 2 days away, and this time it's a good thing. What are you going to do to improve your health starting this Monday? Thank you.